So it was just their brainchild, and they put it together. And I know Craig and I, who's the incoming president, are very glad about that because we had to do very little. So get right into it. Just want to thank our sponsors. Besides the MBA Alumni Association, we've got Hayward and Capone, which is a local angel fund promoting entrepreneurship in Louisiana. They helped assemble our judging panel. Anybody here from Hayward? Anybody here? Good, great, thank you. Oh, there you are. That's right, that's y'all. And we have Infinity Edge, local software development firm that I actually do business with, that provided the custom app. Judy, how do you say that? Bunch of names. The judges were used to score the competition. Also, members of their team helped with putting the event together. That's Natalie. Where's Darcy? Darcy waiting here. Right. Okay, and Instrumental Designs provided all the artwork and the agenda. Thank you for that. And Yingling and Associates. And there's Yingling, and where's the associate? Craig Yingling is an executive business coach, and the winner will receive executive coaching for their startup. So, we got one quick announcement before we go any further. Jennifer, you ready, Jennifer? We have another event tomorrow morning that Ms. Fowler here is going to tell you about. I'm going to let her tell you who she is.
Thank you, Troy, and thank you everybody for letting me come and speak to you. Can you hear me? Okay. So tomorrow morning we are holding the inaugural Student Incubator Venture Challenge, which is essentially a business plan competition, kind of similar to tonight. Members of the LBTC Student Incubator were invited to submit business plans, and we received 14 submissions, and 4 of those are going to go to the final round tomorrow. There'll be a live round actually in this room as well, starting at 10 a.m. It'll go from 10 to 12, and then at noon there'll be an awards luncheon. So what we're going to do is give out $20,000 cash to 4 businesses. So you'll hear pitches kind of similar to tonight, and anyway, you're all invited to attend. I guess I kind of skipped real quick what the Student Incubator is. I apologize for that. So we started about 2 years ago a Student Incubator program at LSU. We saw a need, basically that students from across the university, not just on the College of Business, really have an interest in entrepreneurship, and we're looking to start businesses. Some of them were already starting businesses and didn't know that the Louisiana Business and Technology Center was here on campus and here to help with that. So we started a program directly for students, and we've had great success with it. We've helped about 60 students to date. We have about, I think, 25 businesses currently in operation right now. So come check us out. We're on South Campus in the LBTC. Thanks.
Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, if you had seen, if anybody, who in here is an MBA alum or an MBA student? Show of hands. Great, man. If you're not a member, you better be by the end of this event. We had sent out on the Facebook feed and I think and on the LinkedIn feed, and that they had, and this will probably happen again next year. Jennifer, if I'm wrong, tell me. But there were a lot of events up to this night that allowed, if you're a young entrepreneur or somebody who's wanting to start a business, there were classes that the LBTC offered that I think were free. Is that right?
Yes.
That helped you get started. So if you're not paying attention to what's going on at the LBTC, I highly recommend that you continue. So without further ado, I want to introduce the future president of the MBA Alumni Association, Craig Yingling, and his associate.
I'm either the lady in waiting or the president in waiting, one of the two. What I want to do, first of all, thank you for coming this evening. We actually had a much better turnout. We were kind of predicting about 30, 35 people, and I think we have sold out. So if you would, give Natalie and Meredith a hand, please. They actually Natalie is one of the presenters, so I think she's trying to drum up business. So our format for this evening is we're going to have 5 presentations. We're going to do 3 presentations. First, initially, each of 5 minutes, and then there'll be 5 minutes for questions and answers, initially from the panel, and we may limit questions from the audience to be able to make sure we stay on time. We'll take a break around 7:30, and then we will hear from our final 2 presenters with the same format, 5-minute presentation and 5 minutes for questions. and then we will take a break of about 15 minutes for the judges to be able to confirm. We will announce the winner of tonight's event at the end, and we're going to go ahead and get started. But first, I would like to introduce our panel. I'd like to introduce first Mickey Guidry. Mickey, would you please stand up? Mickey is a registered principal of LPL Capital, the largest independent broker-dealer in the United States. He has more than $200 million under assets. He's an LSU graduate and a Fighting Tiger. Co-founder of Infomed Solutions, close enough, a provider of ancillary services to the medical community. It's a startup of 18 months, and he's already achieved $100,000 a month in revenue. Next panelist I would like to introduce is Vicky Ajmi, a native of New Orleans, who is also the co-owner and founder of Gene Therapy, Blink, and JT Shoes based in New Orleans. She built a local retail brand with 8 retail locations and has grown her business to over $7 million in sales with over 50 employees. Vicky, thank you for coming this evening. Next, I'd like to introduce to my immediate left, Serena Walker, who is the CEO and founder of Finity Edge Software, located in Prairieville, Louisiana. Her company specializes in custom web design and mobile applications and websites, including iPhone and iPad apps. She also stays on the front line of innovation and delivers tailored software solutions to match the needs of each client. They have been a big supporter of our MBA Alumni Association, and we welcome her. And she has 22 employees, so we welcome them as well too. Serena, thank you. I clearly will not call him your better half, but I think Brad's here as well too, if I saw him as well. So, I'd like to introduce our next guest as our panelist, and his name is Javid Janini. He is a former professor here at LSU with a PhD in statistics and is the CEO and founder of NTI Digital Interoperative Monitoring Company. He employs 135 people with gross revenues of $10 million a year. One of his subsidiary companies, DMS, Digital Monitoring Solutions, is a local provider of global telemedicine solutions, and he recently had a large contract established through the United Nations for remote healthcare in countries like Peru. So thank you for being here. Last we have Nemo Viso, who is an MBA alumni himself and one of the principals and partners of Stonehenge Capital. Initially, he started in the banking industry, and when Stonehenge was formed in 1999, he joined that company. He is now one of the managing partners for the asset management group, and his focus is on late-stage debt financing for companies that have already had some level of equity financing. Stonehenge has $400 million in assets under management. Nemo, thank you for being here as well. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and these will be very brief introductions because they've got the show, I don't. Our first presenter tonight is Pixel Dash Studios. Evan Smith, would you please join me? Pixel Dash is located in Baton Rouge and is a digital media company specializing in interactive media, video game development, graphic design, and 3D animation. Sir, I believe your 10 minutes are beginning. Thank you.
So I'm Evan Smith. He's Jason Tate. We're Pixel Dash Studios. We make video games for web and mobile, and we create interactive media for corporate clients. We're here to pitch our business model and our idea for low-risk, high-reward mobile game development. The game industry, like some of you may know, is a huge industry, one of the fastest-growing industries in the world. 60% growth since 2006. $56 billion industry, projected to be $82 billion 3 years from now. We're targeting $12 billion mobile and social sector. More specifically, our products will have a short development cycle, require small teams to give us a high potential for revenue. distributed with a low barrier of entry on a digital store like Apple App Store. So there are a number of really immensely successful games that do this and fit this mold. So this is the type of game we plan to emulate and profit from. So how do they monetize? There are three main ways to monetize, and that's upfront sales on the App Store, for example, in-app purchases, or in-app advertising. So for example, Tiny Wings, made by one person, a few months, generated $3 million in revenue for one developer. Fruit Ninja, 9 members on that team, $20 million in revenue. Doodle Jump, 2 brothers, very simple, you can see the art style, literally scribbled with a few colors. $7 million in revenue through the App Store. And Jetpack Joyride, a very new game, is a freemium model, free to play. All the revenue is generated through in-app purchases. So $2 million within their first year for a free game that people just want to buy elements within that game. So how do we plan to do this? How is our company going to pull this off? We're a small studio. We're lean, we're agile, and we can juggle various projects, including our corporate clients. The type of work we do with corporate clients, we take our game skills and bring that to training simulations, web and mobile apps, e-learning tools, and of course, in-house video game development. So now we're now in our second year of operation, and we've had success with big corporate clients due to our relationship with LED Fast Start and Louisiana Economic Development. So Todd here gave us an awesome soundbite. Todd's media manager at LED. He talks about our attention to detail, our creativity. That's something we bring to the video game sector, and we bring it to the corporate work we do. And so we're happy to see that they appreciate that. That's been a great relationship. So it's these corporate contracts that will help us fund in-house game development, which have a much higher potential for profit. So Genevieve at the Tech Park gave us another great soundbite, kind of praising our, that we're lean, but we're driven, we're passionate, and we can take a low budget, take a large budget, and innovate with that and make something worthwhile. So we appreciate that. We pride ourselves on that. So it's really important to us to merge art and technology. My background is art, Jason's is engineering. That's something we kind of pride ourselves on. And we take that mindset to every project, whether it's games or corporate work. So who's gonna create these apps? We have 2 founders who you've met, but we also have a kind of network of peers, up to 6 contractors in this area. My background, artist, designer, animator, and instructor here at LSU. Jason's a software engineer, artificial intelligence programmer, and the 2003 state champion in Magic the Gathering. These guys are OCT, like if you're beating these guys, pretty quick. So we first teamed up in 2006. We've been doing game development ever since. We started at a startup company, a local startup company, doing games for PC and Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 game we worked on generated about $5.5 million in revenue. I was the lead animator on that project. Jason was the artificial intelligence programmer for the game. It's through this experience that we kind of honed our craft, developed our network of peers, but also we're exposed to some of the trials that every startup tends to go through. So while we're there, we always thought, while we're going through these struggles, we always thought if we had a chance to do this, we do it. There's so many things we could improve on. There's so many things we could do the right way. And so now here in 2012, all of a sudden we find ourselves with a chance to do that. So we're excited to do that. It's this industry experience that we lean on, but also this network of peers that we think is very unique to what we have and very unique to the area. Between the 2 founders, we have 6 contractors, 3 interns, 12 degrees amongst us, nearly 50 years of professional experience. But we feel it's this kind of talent pool that makes us very unique to the area and gives the ability to pull this kind of thing off. The relationships we have are not something you can buy. It's not something you can pay your way to. They're formed and they're earned through the trenches. And we really value that. We really value people that we work with. So we sent out an email to some like 12 of our key guys asking for testimonials or sound bites. Within 24 hours, we heard back from every single one of them with really great praise, which we really didn't expect. That quick turnaround from every single one. So we have too many to show. But these are the kind of guys we have reach out to, all Louisiana roots, all video game developers, talented, working at established places that want to team up and want to do something big in Louisiana. So we really appreciate that. For example, Anthony said he gladly traveled 3,000 miles to work with us again. He's done that. So that's our time. We leverage the tech park to do our marketing with in-house marketing to help us, and that's how we plan to take this to market as a small studio. Thank you.
Questions from our panel?
Obviously, web and social media presence, and also a big kind of community grassroots thing. The community is important to us. We're Louisiana guys who grew up here. We have a kid here. I teach at LSU, and we let high school students shadow us as well on site. Sorry. Right. So, for example, with our website, since we do this, since we're designers, we want to have a high production value on our site and our social media presence to give us kind of a production value and a visual aesthetic that kind of sets us maybe a step above a normal corporate company. We want to leverage the tech park. So as a small company, maybe we wouldn't be able to do this. The tech park has pre-existing relationships with national and local media outlets, can provide us with press releases. We can work with kind of the director of marketing there. That can be an extension of our marketing team that we normally wouldn't have as a two-man team.
Other questions from the panel?
In the corporate work that you like to do, could y'all do something like a game that would provide training to companies' employees or they got, it's always the training that costs so much money and it's always the one thing that nobody wants to do, so if there was like a game or something like that.
Absolutely. We've seen 2 proposals for that already and done some R&D towards that. We're talking about doing that right now. Actually, and some people want it to happen in a 3D space, like a 3D virtual world. And so we're very comfortable in that space as game developers. And it kind of fits right in, and obviously we're comfortable doing corporate work. So that's something we would dive in easily. And there's a demand for it.
I think it's really important also. I think it's harder to break into the getting sales to the apps work because there's so many people doing it, there's so many apps there. But if you could generate enough income working with companies doing these kind of things, and that could just be, not that that wouldn't be something you work towards, but it's definitely something that you could take time to grow.
Right, and that's why we like to balance where we're at, balance our corporate clients with this, because we do have that steady income with that high demand while still pursuing kind of that high reward app.
Corporate's going to be very clever.
Exactly.
Any other questions from our panel? We can open it up to any questions from the audience for about 2 minutes. Any questions from our audience? Yes, sir.
Yes, it's obviously a services model largely with a backside revenue model that deals with the sale, or hopeful sale of applications. Okay, given that, what are you doing to ensure the security and project management on the front end of that for your client and into the team that you network with?
Right. And so we do a lot of that project management amongst us two as the co-founders. That's something we manage now, but if we were to grow, that'd be a big part of why we would grow, is to alleviate some of that management from us, because obviously we can't manage all of that. And we want to be creating, we want to be crafting. That's what our skill set is. So that'd be part of our growth model.
Okay.
To bring in help.
Time for one more question. Yes, sir.
As a small studio, are you guys able to deal with the fragmentation on the Android platform, or is that like a 52% market share you guys are able to reach?
We've stayed away from Android so far. iOS is just streamlined for us at the moment, and we haven't had a lot of demand for Android just yet. A lot of our clients are local clients, and it's just been iOS.
All right, let's give our presenters. Our second presenter this evening operates a company called Weight Train. It is a web-based training solution for food and beverage establishments. So we're going to take just a brief minute to make sure we switch over to technology. Corey, if you would
You can actually talk while that's happening.
if you would move the overhead projector from the back, I'll do my presentation.
Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she's waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget it. But between the drinks and subtle things, so all's my apologies. You know, I'm trying hard to take it.